Oh, right, what a week, what a week. So, they're over the young bird sickness, fantastic, but they're still not right. They've definitely picked something up. My older young bird team are starting to molt now, which I'll show you in a moment. The young bird team, it's hit them really bad, but I've taken the advice now. I've got the right stuff in the water. We know what the problem is. So hopefully we can get these birds over it in the next week or so. I'm not sending to any races, obviously, until these are all right. I know there's quite a bit of sickness and stuff going around at the moment in the Midlands area. Some people are still sending, some aren't, but look, that's up to them. It's definitely when they mix in the baskets, because these birds were absolutely fine until that first race, and now it looks like they've picked something up in the end section, which I'll show you in a minute, and it seems to be working its way across the sections, which is a right pain. I have lost some more birds, which is quite heartbreaking, but ultimately you've got to do what's right, and sometimes some of them need removing because they're just not well at all, and it's not fair on the bird, as well as myself, because as a mate of mine says, there's nothing worse than going down the loft fearing what you're going to see. So yeah, I'm going to show you a couple of bits that I've done, taking some advice on board from you guys as well, and yeah, fingers crossed we can get them better. Whether we have another race this year, I'm afraid I don't know. So like I say, it does look like the birds are over young bird sickness, which they should be, because it was like nearly 2 weeks ago now. But there's definitely something else kicking on in the background, and I have lost some more birds, and I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. Does make you question whether young bird racing in the UK is worth the hassle. Which, I mean, 24 training tosses. I've had one race, and then they've got Hawley mixing with the birds, and it's all gone a bit pear-shaped. So there was some really good advice. Look, I know loads of you were commenting on do this, do that. I can't do it all because there's just not enough water in the world to give them all that stuff. But I have taken some advice from a gentleman called Colin Leask. So we've got his stuff going on at the moment on his health program. And a friend of mine who had similar issues at the start of the year used his health program, and it really brought the birds around. So that's what we've done. And I've also taken out the deep litter of half of the loft, which you'll see from this photo. There is absolutely stacks of it, and that was just half the loft, 2 sections. So I'll show you that now. So the floor is black. Don't think it's just horrendously dirty. The floor is actually black. But as you can see, the drop-ins are just so watery. They actually look like they're soliding up a little bit, believe it or not. But we've got the right stuff down. And hopefully they're coming around a little bit. That blue is still looking a little bit shady. But the interesting thing is, obviously, this would have all been in the deep litter, and you just wouldn't have known about it. Now, I've not cleaned this out at the minute on purpose, so you can see, but I'm going to run the scraper around in a couple of minutes just to get it up. So it's just not just sat there. So that's out of that section. And then I've done the same in the race section as well. But they're starting to molt as well now, because obviously they've not been trained or anything or gone in the basket. But again, look, really loose. Again, not as loose as it was, to be fair. The stuff only went in the water this morning. Now, fingers crossed it kicks in. My mate said it took 4 days to really kick in, and by day 5 he noticed a massive difference. So we've just got to keep fingers crossed that it does the same job for me as it did for him, because it sorted everything out. And then I've just got to decide what we're going to do with the floor, whether we're going to go with sand, a light dressing of sand, or if we're just going to leave it plain for the time being. I might put some loft white down, although I went to the shop to get some today and they didn't have any in stock. So I think we're on the mend, but I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch.